Welcome to Furi, the speedrun mode of this incredible bullet hell hack and slash boss rush game. So yeah, it's a kind of weird mix between all of those games to play, but as you will see, Furi is a pretty unique French game, fortunately for the speedruns community, normally there is only bosses fight in this game basically, but normally there is some dialogue between bosses with a lot of lore and some stuff. But the developer of these games made this incredible, really cool mod, the speedrun mode, with many splits and an in-game timer, which is really useful to do speedruns, which would make a perfect game for speedrunning. So if we are ready on the timer without any waits, I think we're ready. Yeah. So we can start in 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you, and I just remembered that I forgot to to rebind my control for this boss before it starts, so excuse me. And here we go. First boss, the chain. So the chain is basically the very first boss of the game, the tutorial who's learning you the different control. So we have a sword like this, but I also have a blaster, as you can see, like this. And when you finish with the very first phase, oh, damn it. Just let me explain things, sir, before we start to fight. When we finish with this very first phase with the blaster, we have this phase in close quarter combat, basically, when we are cycled by a blue. We are in the blue cycle, and in this phase we are not allowed to use the blaster. But when we are allowed in phase like this, in arena phase, as we said, it's preferable to use the blaster because it deals more damage. So I will just try once again to put the boss on the border like this. Because of that, he is forced to teleport because he is in a bad situation. He's on the border of the screen. And because he's forced to teleport, I know he will teleport, he will give me enough time to charge my katanas, which can give me an extra damage boost. That's meant the fully charged katanas do 5 times the damage of a normal hit, which is crazy powerful. So I will always try to go for the fully charged katanas during those phases. There we go. I put the boss on the border, charge my katanas like this. And there we go again for another DPS phase, and we deal with the boss in 2 cycles like this, which is the fastest way to deal with the close quarter combat sections. So, as I said, Furi is also a bullet hell games, and every single final phase of the boss being in a golden shape, as we cannot see that clearly, but he's actually invincible because of that. And now we have to survive of this bullet hell sections. The very first one, as I said, the very first boss, the chain, is something like the tutorial boss, so this phase is really easy, but this boss after boss is being to be way more difficult. So I will just try to snipe the very end of this invisibility like this, going in behind him, go for some slash, and he will try to kill me. So I charge my katanas and carefully dodge all of those red pizzas. So basically the next boss, the second boss, the strap, has a pretty, not so new, but a very interesting strategy. So I will set up my control for this strategy specifically, and I will not speak during it because that loses a lot of time if I mess at it. So. Oof, that was close for the... There we go. So I have to set up the boss in this situation specifically because this boss, the strap, can be distracted by sound, especially the sound that make those pillars in this arena, like this one, for example. And because she is attracted by the sound of the pillar, she tried to deactivate the pillar, but I can push her back with half-charged blasters. It's because we can charge the blasters, and because of that she have a knockback, and I can cancel the recoil of my blaster by a dash. And because of that I can reload once again an half-charged dash, and this makes this section really difficult in terms of timing, but when you have it you can basically deal very easily with this strat. So xoneris, do not hesitate to go for a donation, I guess, because I will have to do that a bunch more of time. So it's a good timing.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So we got 25 euros from Elvanthiel, I believe.
Elvanthiel, yeah.
Yeah, just saying, good luck, Etienne.
Thank you a lot, Elvanthiel. One of the viewer of my stream.
Do you have another quick moment?
Sure.
I want to once again plug the incentive of the next game, which is right after Furi, which is Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver,
Hell yeah.
where you can name the 2 Magikarps that are going to be caught. It's going to be a race between Crafted and the Ginny. At some point, both will be catching a Magikarp, and you people in the chat can choose the name that it's going to be. The top 2 names with the most money will get the names. Currently, the 2 winners are Dexy with 80 euros and Ringo777 with 20 euros. So with a minimum amount of 21, you could snipe a name right now for the next run. So if you want to do that, please consider doing that.
Yeah, sure. And thank you a lot for all of your donations. Basically, the Earth Gold to Silver, any percent money plus glitchless category is really funny because yeah, you have to be a fisher to beat the game. And so the strap are as the very first boss, also this phase with when she is invincible and throw many different projectiles. But there is some sort of a safe spot that we can beat all of the bullet in this angle specifically, and just wait carefully that she have not enough stamina to continue. Oh yeah, and I also have to remember to reset my my mouse correctly. So those things passed in the menu normally doesn't count as the timer, because you can see the timer on the top middle of my screen. Because the speedrun mode is really well made, honestly, in the Furi game. We all decide to go for the in-game timer, which is really precise, which is removed loading times, making everyone on PC run in the same... Oh shit, that was very bad to getting hit with this laser. Basically, there is some weird hitbox sometimes. I didn't get hit. Here, no. No, you don't touch me. So basically, the hitbox here is really permissive, way too permissive for the graphics, honestly. And there we go. Only 6 seconds lost, that's fine. And boss number 3, the line. So the line is kind of defensive boss. I have to beat all of those shields to touch him. But he only have 1 HP in this phase. So I will try to go for a very fast cycle. Not the fastest one. War record strategy are crazy in this game. But let's play a little bit safe. And there we go. That was a pretty fast cycle, honestly. The fastest that I normally go for. So the line basically is a man who sees through the time. So I didn't explain also the gameplay of these games, basically. So you have as I said, you have the blaster. You also have a dash. Oh shit! You also have a dash that can make you able to dodge things, basically. You also have a parry. Parry is really important, like that, you see? I can parry the projectile, I can parry also melee attacks, so having a good timing for the parry is very important to be a good Furi player. So now there is a lot of the boss will spawn a lot of projectile, but I can despawn those projectile with my charged blasters, like this. And now it stopped the time. When the time is stopped, I cannot use my blaster anymore because my bullets will not move because the time is stopped. So I should use only my katanas. Here we go. As you see, I always go for nearly exactly the same pattern when I am in close quarter combat phase. Because we found the perfect pattern, the perfect combo to deal with all of the bosses. But also, to make this possible, as I said, I have to kill the boss in this phase specifically, close to a border, to force him to teleport and lose time. That makes me enough time to charge my katanas. So, the same strategy here. I just have to clean many bullets. I spawn myself close to the border, as I said. I try to interrupt him between these melee attacks. Once again, go for a tiny combo here. And now close quarter. Oh yeah, those rock will be annoying, but that's fine. I have the sound of the melee attack, which is really useful, honestly, to react on the timing of the parry. Furi is known to be some sort of on a kind of difficult game, honestly. Because basically there is no experience, there is no way to upgrade your weapon, there is no way to farm, there is nothing, just you and your skills basically. So it just die and retry at some points when you begin the games. I'm really bad at this game basically, for example with a controller, this is why I prefer to play on keyboard and mouse, but most of the top players play with the controller. So final phase, once again, we are in a bullet hell sections. I have to deal with all of those 8 pillars without dying. So I will have to be really careful to don't getting it too much. At the same time that I deal with all of those pillars, I may use a safe strat to be sure that I don't die. Should I use it? Or should I go for... Yeah. I will not go for the safe strat. Let's go for real strat here. Okay, you have 2 HP. That should be fine. I only have 1 parry to do. And there we go. And that's a sub 10 on the line, which is kind of good, And that's, yeah, that's better than my PB, basically. I saved 4 seconds. Boss number 4, the scale. This is where boss begins to be difficult. This one is, for example, crazy fast in close quarter combat. So I just have to be careful about those melee attacks. He decides to cancel it. That's fine for me. Now he's on the border. Waiting for this attack. Push him to the border once again. And go for the half charged slash. The half charged slash, when I do a tiny jump at the end, by holding a little bit the button of the katanas, making the double amount of damage. That's not as powerful as the fully charged katanas, but it's still useful to finish him off. I just have to be careful here. Once again, the same combo. Going behind him to push him to the border, which is important. Because of that, you have to dive. You have no teleportation, but you have some sort of like the same. This is a dive into the water. So phase 3 is really important. Because in this phase, in the close quarter combat, the scale have a quick time events. So there is a way to skip these quick time events by dealing him a hell of lots of damage in a very short amount of times during the close quarter combat section. Okay, there we go for it. So here we go again. He will dive. And perfect. I skipped the quick time events. Normally this is the quick time events when he drives you into the water and you have to press buttons to escape from that. So here, oh shit, here normally the scale use some laser, but by using the parry at a good timing, we can just parry those lasers, which is useful. Once again, the good combo here. This is a really good run actually. This boss going really well. Normally this is where things going to be a little bit messy sometimes. Once again, the boss using some projectile, but by using the parry at a good timing, I can cancel him. Once again, he will dive here because I know this pattern. And that was a really good phase 5. This boss going actually really, really well. So Kilocher, I have nothing to do for a tiny moment, so if you want to see if you have any message, that's definitely the great moment, because I'm going to join Genesis, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'm Killer Chair now. It's actually me, xoneris. It has been all along. Yeah, thank you very much, AEtienne, who's not sitting on the chair anymore. Man, this is high intense gameplay. Anyway, hey friends, we're raising money for Mind, which is the nationwide organization that is committed to prevent mental health issues. Mind strives to provide support to individuals and families facing mental health challenges. All of your donations will go directly towards Mind, all 100% of it. And currently that is 4,603 euros. Obviously, like I mentioned before, less than 24 hours there will be TaskBot doing Mega Man 3, 4, 5 and 6, and if we want to see that, all of us, we would need to reach 6,000 euros for that, so we still have quite a bit of way to go. So it's going to be hype, so please help us make it happen. Every small amount helps. Yeah, back to you, Etienne.
Thank you. Ah, that was bad. I did a tiny mistake at this moment, but that's fine. Thank you a lot. Oh. Thank you a lot, xoneris, and sorry for the mistakes.
Don't worry about it.
There we go. So, boss number 5, the Hand. So the Hand is basically a big tank with a big shield. So I have to be really careful when I use some projectiles against him, because he can parry those projectiles. So I just have to wait here, push him to the border as always. I didn't have enough time to charge my Katanas, that's fine. And done. So this boss can, yeah, be a little bit trolly sometimes. So once again, here is invincible because of this golden sense. So I can use iframes. If you stay on the ground like this, you are invincible for a tiny amount of time. So it's better than just using my energy to dodge things that's not necessary. Oh, this is a good pattern here. I prefer those pattern waves. This is random. You can use many different patterns here. But that was a good one. Once again, he will die close to the border. This time I have enough time to charge my katanas. I see that by the great amount of damage that I deal. So now, incoming a very, very, very difficult phase, as you will see. No, if I did the things correctly. Oh no, I didn't did the things correctly, so I have to do in the difficult way. Because if I stay in the good, now he throw this shield, which is kind of convenient. So unfortunately, I messed it up with the trick that I will show. But there is a way to lock him in certain situations. But here, unfortunately, I miss. That's fine. I will go for a backup strat. So this is an animation cutscene that normally we doesn't use against other bosses, but this one have a very short one, honestly. This animation, for example, is way shorter than other bosses, and also in this phase, this boss have a hell of a lot of HP, and the cutscene deal HP per percentage, which is better than just using the charged katanas. So this is the only phase when this cutscene is useful in the speedrun, basically. Final phase. So, instead of other bosses, the Hand is not invincible during this entire final phase, so I have to carefully dodge, parry things during this phase, and here it will be invincible for the close quarter combat. Just have to carefully go for the timing. And he slow down a little bit. And he go for a big shockwave where I have the time to charge my katanas and one hit KO him at the end of this. That was not a really good boss, I did mistakes, but anyways. Incoming the Song, boss number 6, which is the absolute reverse of the boss number 4, because this... Oh, that was weird. Because this lady use only projectiles, which is kinda difficult to optimize. This is probably the boss when I'm the less optimized in comparison to many top runners. That was phase 1. So phase 2, she will use some big laser or perhaps some things like this. There we go, the big lasers. So I'm going behind her, going for some slash combos. She will re-go for big lasers, waiting the end of the big lasers and going for some combos. I will interrupt her with a tiny charged stuff. Try to parry many of those bullets once again. She will go for the big laser once again. Oh, damn it. That was not good. That should be it now. There we go. That was not really well made, but anyway. So phase number 3. So here, I'll just have to be careful about all of those projectiles and also all of those shockwaves. By dashing through. At the same time, I cancel the recoil of my blasters. So I basically do two things at the same time. I dodge the wave by dashing, and also the dash cancel the recoil of my blaster. So this is a kind of cool phase to optimize. So she will go for some close quarter combat. I tried to push her to the border to do exactly the same thing that I already explained. So that should be, yeah, perfect. Go to the border. Oh, she will use this shot, but fortunately, I once again can go behind her because of my dash. That's kind of cool. She stay on the border, which is kind of convenient. Oh, okay. Some projectiles. That's fine. There we go again. Dash behind her, charged katanas plus 2 hits into charged katanas plus 1 hit and 1 F/, which is basically the combo we try. If you begin the speedrun of Furi, this is the very first things you have to learn, because that saves so many times in every single close quarter combat phase section. So this is the final phase of the song. She is protected by a big shield, which is generated by those 4 pillars. So I have to destroy those 4 pillars, and also at the moment when the shield will broke, she will. I didn't destroy the. Mistakes was made. Is the. Yeah, I miss one. Oh my god. Okay, I miss one. My bad. So this is big time lost. I will play it safe. So normally there is a pattern that I can follow to skip a dialogue. I can still doing it. If I destroy this pillar at the same time that there we go. Normally there is a dialogue at the moment when the shield broke, but if I touch the boss just after I destroy the last pillar, let's skip this dialogue. So that was a huge time loss, of course, but anyways. Here he comes, probably the favorite boss of many people's, and no, that's normal because this boss is kind of cool. This is the Burst. She's a sniper, and basically she's hidden somewhere. But you can see by using my parry here, I know where she is, because like in a fighting combat, like in a fighting games, my parry will always turn my character to the bosses, which is really convenient to know where she is. Once again, some. Oh, it remains a tiny bit of damage. There we go. So between each phase, this boss has 6 phases, she will spawn some drones, so I just have to destroy those drones like this. Go back to the center, and using my parry, okay, she's here. As you can see, my parry just show this direction. This is why I know she's here. So I don't parry this last bullet, because this bullet will make her on the ground. And on the ground, the boss is invincible for a few seconds, which losing times, of course. There we go. Phase 2 done. I have to be really careful, because this boss can destroy many. Even if you are in a good pace, one single hit of the sniper of this sniper is kill you instantly, because yeah, it's a sniper. So you have to be really careful about that. This hit specifically is a one-hit kill. Oh, I have to be careful about that. Going back at the middle of the screen. So now she will be invincible. I have to be careful about avoiding all of this shot. There we go. She will go for. There we go. Perfect. Oh, too bad. That's too bad. Anyway. No, she will go to the center, I guess, yeah. Unfortunately, I would like to skip this phase, but she didn't go for the full melee attack, which gave me enough time to skip this phase, basically. But anyways, that's fine. So now another skip. Basically, in this phase, there is a variation of many different patterns, like, for example, with drone when she's invincible and so on and so on. But by putting yourself into a corner, you can force her to always use melee attack, which is kind of good. So the burst is really fast. Oh, there we go. The burst is really fast in close quarter combat. This is why I use this. Oh, damn it. One extra hit, please. Yeah, that was really bad. So I use this strat, which the timing is really tricky. I will try to do not speak it during the next phase 5, because in phase 5 there is once again a quick time event during these close quarter combat sections, which lose me immediately 12 seconds if that happens, if I miss here. Perfect. Okay, this is what I would like to do, but the timing is kind of precise. I shouldn't have speak during phase 4 during this sections. So final phase of the burst, which is kind of difficult, honestly. Many of the in a casual gameplay, basically, you can getting stuck in this phase, and as you can see, somehow the developer didn't link exactly the white. You know, the white wave with the blue ones. There is a tiny space. That's normal because they literally nerf the normal pattern of the normal mode. Basically, we are in normal mode. They nerf it because that was too difficult for the normal mode, and they put the pattern of the normal mode into the hardest mode, the Furier. So this is why we have this this sort of tinier wave than normal, basically. I just have to be careful. Basically, the wall... Oh, that was a really good pattern. The walls appear at a random place here. So sometimes if it appears immediately in front of you, that's win times. Same things. Perfect. That was a kinda good boss, in my opinion. Kinda good. Yeah. Not perfect, but kinda good. Incoming the Edge. So the Edge is a really short fight. Basically, we are both really... Oh, yeah, bad pattern. I will have to wait 4 times here. Basically, we hit like... here we go. Sorry, I have a cutscene to explain. This boss only have 5 HP per phase, but is really fast. This is the hardest close combat phase. So this is all close combat here. And also, he hit like a truck. I mean, he can 2-hit kill you or 3-hit can kill you at some point. So basically, yeah, it's a samurai fight. Basically, we are both really glass cannon. I charge. With a charged katanas, as I said, you have 5 HP, so I can 1-hit kill him. But you have to find a way to charge the katanas, which is kind of tricky sometimes, in some pattern. I don't have enough damage, but that should be fine. Oh, too early. Anyways. There we go. I played safe for the ends because I messed up the very last damage, but that's fine. It's done for the Edge. As I said, this boss is really short, but this is a really cool fight to do. And also the music of this fight is insanely great. The music of this whole game is insanely great. Shoutouts also to the Toxic Avenger, shoutouts to Carpenter Brute, shoutouts to all of the maker of the music of Furi because they are insanely great. All of them. Basically, I put the language of this game in French. That's the original voice of the games because Furi, as I said, is a French game. So that was intended. We are against the boss number... I lost the counts anyways. The Burst, which is a really easy boss, honestly, after you passed... Oh. You don't see... You saw anything? A really easy boss that's after you passed the Edge, the Burst, and many other difficult boss. Because here, this lady just ran away and we just have to catch her. Once again, I use the cancel charged shot. You see me changing my mouse control. This is only me doing that because I'm a weird runner with a keyboard and mouse. Basically, that changed the way my dash works. By directional dash, you can dash by using your direction because it's directional, and by reticle dash, you can dash by using your mouse. So I prefer reticle dash during fights and directional dash during platforms, basically. So at the beginning, when Furi was made, by the game maker, really awesome people. They also made Haven, which is a really different game. Normally, this phase with Ryder, this is the name of a character, should literally destroy one of his arm, but they decide to keep Ryder with intact after this big laser. So cross-quarter combat, but it's really easy. Here the games just ask us in a certain way, hey, you're sure to want to kill this this kind lady, but we are in a speedrun, we don't have times. Keep going. And here we go for the final boss of Furi, the speedrun mode, the star. So the star basically is the true ending of the boss of the true ending of Furi. I will not explain too much about the story itself. Excuse me, I have to be sure of my angle here. So we are in sort of the Gundam armor, some stuff, and we have this big laser instead of all charged shot, which is really powerful. But also, this laser is programmed in a very bizarre way. Basically, the very first frame of this laser deal 1 extra damage, which is really useful to increase your DPS. So this is why I'm doing it right now by reloading the charged laser every time. So in coming phase number 3, there is 2 hands who will try to launch projectiles here, but by using a certain angle, I can touch both of them. Perfect. And the good thing about this angle, it's also a safe spot. Sorry, I concentrate myself because I'm used to sounds cue to know my timing here. It's only a question of timing. So another thing's broken about this laser. The very first pixel of this laser deal 1 damage per frame, which is crazy good if you can have it exactly on the same spot of an enemy, like this. And there we go. This is phase 4. So this is a big glitch, honestly. That's literally make the phase 4 a very easy phase to do, because the boss is so close to the arena that you can use this very first pixel of the laser that deal 1 damage per frames to literally kill him instantly. And we are in the final, the final bullet hell section of the game. Which is kind of long, 2.5 minutes also. But there is also, again, a tiny safe spot here, which is really convenient. So I just have to take care about those bullets. So basically, there is no time to win in this phase. I'm kind of already know that this is probably a sub 32, which is a really good time, honestly. Basically, actually, the world record of this category is held by the mighty Dirk Shade, which hold kinda every single world record, or close to, I think, nearly every single world record on Furi, in individual level include. So this is by far the best runner of Furi. He have a 27 minutes 01, and probably try to aim for sub 27 when he will have a better PC, as he said. And also shout outs to all of the French community of Furi. Their guys are made this because there is a lot of French people involved in the Furi speedruns, like Jeremy Micho, like AEtienne, like Platypus Funk, Oyashirox, Angelim. So shout outs to you guys. This is because of those guys that I began speedrunning Furi, especially because of Platypus Funk, which was a great coach for speedrunning Furi. And here we go, final phase. I just have to go through all of these bullets. Let's go for hitless, for hitless final pattern. There is also a hit counter, so I did that took me time, but I also did a hitless run of Furi. There is 4 people actually with a video proof of a hitless run. So Dirk Shade, of course, Half Good, and the world first hitless runner of Furi, Short Dice. I didn't pronounce that correctly, but this guy was great. Did a lot for the hitless speedrun of Furi. So we are kinda ready for the timer, and that will be time. Thank you. And as I said, the speedrun mode of Furi is really well made because we have the entire split of the run actually, with how many times did I lose and how many times did I win. That was a crazy good line and a crazy good scale. Honestly, I'm really happy about that, to have some green on the marathon. But unfortunately, yeah, I did some. I had some problems against the middle of the run, which basically where many of the runs die on the hand on the song, and also the hit counter to the right. We can dive a little bit into the ranking because there is an online ranking also. But as I said, there is also glitches that we don't use in the main category. For example, the pause glitch, which is really random, so we don't use it basically to submit. And yeah, we'll just show if you are already saw the online ranking, the roll record with the very first video proof is here. So thank you a lot, BSG, to have allowed to having the hey. Thank you. Yeah, this is the Netherlands one. Like this, we have the Netherlands one also. Yeah, there we go. And thank you a lot for having me. And now here we go for some Pokemon speedrun, I guess.
That is absolutely correct. Thank you so much, Etienne, for that Furi run. And yeah, you said it. Coming up next will be 4 hours of very cozy Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But before that, real quick, I'll be signing out as a host during the next run. You'll get to hear the lovely Tiny Tim. So yeah, get yourself some drinks, some snacks for the cozy Pokemon coming up, and we will be with you again shortly.